Welcome everybody to Onward VRML Season 13, Week 2. I'm your host Jamie with my co-caster today, Nomad. How's it going, Nomad?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me here.
It's brilliant to have you, and going to be bringing you a pretty good game today, actually. Virtual Secret taking on FriendlyFire. It's going to be one heck of a good matchup. I'm expecting quite a lot of back and forth. Get this caster curse of mine gone, where most games have been a blowout. So should we first thing go into the bans? We can see, starting on Suburbia, good first map really for both sides, generally favoured for most teams. And the first ban coming in from Virtual Secret was going to be Snow Peak, so bit of a longer range map. I'm surprised that Virtual Secret are kind of banned that, because I'm pretty sure I feel like they like that map. You can check the stats, but I don't know. Nomad, what do you think?
Snow Peak, yeah, it's kind of an odd pick. I guess they're 3 for 13, so
Yeah.
Obviously their win rate's not that great. Mind you, FriendlyFire is not much better with a 2 for 6. So maybe just not that strong this season. Maybe just want to get out of the way. That's my kind of 2 cents on that, maybe.
And what ban came in from FriendlyFire?
FriendlyFire decided to pick Subway, which is actually a common ban for some teams. They don't really like the dark and the close quarters that it has and the verticality with the stairs. And it also makes sense because it's actually Virtual Secret's top played map, where they are 15 for 29.
Yeah, that's...
Whereas FriendlyFire is 10 for 17, so obviously they want to get rid of the most common map that VS plays. So yeah, that's a pretty common pick for them.
And we're seeing these guys take on Suburbia, like I said earlier, and again another 50% win ratio for Virtual Secret, and roughly about the same really for FriendlyFire, slightly better but less games played on this map, same win ratio, win numbers, so going to be pretty even. And we are just waiting on, I think, another member, was it? Yeah, we're still waiting on one more member for Virtual Secret, but quickly we are going to be seeing Excise, Blizzardvark, Torventa and Dragon Square currently on Virtual Secret. And who are we seeing on FriendlyFire today, Nomad?
Over on FriendlyFire, we're going to have Miss-a-Lot, Physics T, Yorwick, Camp Street, and Sri Lankan, which I think Sri Lankan is a reservist for the team.
Yeah, I believe so. And he's a pretty good player, actually. So, he's good with those C4s and placements, and he's pretty well versed, being on Silent Purge for quite a while and being on numerous other teams. So, he should hopefully fit in quite well with the FriendlyFire side. So, yeah.
And he's Canadian. Can't forget that. He's Canadian just like Nomad, so that makes a difference.
Gotta love those Canadians. Can hear them across the map. Hey! So, Virtual Secret's still waiting on a single member of their team to join. So the first objective going to be the playground objective, and this one, what do you think there, man? It's pretty difficult to defend, I think.
It can be. There's one major captain point, but there's also your common one on the sandbags, or the sand pit, whatever you want to call it. But the one that teams tend to go for is, I'll just drop it right now, Camp 2. That's kind of the main spot that teams want to go for. It's on the other side of the hedge. It's out of line of sight. You have to dedicate at least one player over there to try and stop the cap. It can be difficult to get to, as your tablet has to be somewhat in the bush. But yeah, even then, like, you're very confined in your defense, because it's kind of opposite what Suburbia is. Suburbia is very linear, and this kind of goes against the grain, and you're kind of backed in a wall to some degree as defense. So attacking is kind of it's more favorable for the attack than defense.
Yeah, that's a great analysis, really. I couldn't really have said it any better myself. It's just one of those objectives where you're going to need a good tight defense. I think we talk about a lot of that, and you've got these long range sights as well, straight down to lane 1. I think you touched upon that with the pre-fire, and it can be pretty tough. I guess it all depends on the spawn as well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, because you got 2 spawns for this objective. You got one at the back of prison, which is in lane 1, and your other spawn is also lane 1, but it's kind of your traditional lane 1 spawn, kind of the northwest corner.
Exactly that, and we are still waiting on a member of Virtual Secret to jump in. Just checking Discord to see if we've had word of any technical difficulties.
Well, they do have another 11 minutes, as teams have 20 minutes after the start time to play their first round, given the chances of any technical difficulties and stuff like that. But once the 20 minutes is up, that first round has to be played regardless of the situation. You can call a timeout afterwards, but you still have to play that first round. So still some time for this 10th player to join in, but time's a ticking.
Indeed. Still nothing coming in right now. We'll just go to a quick intermission whilst we wait on this player to jump in, and we'll bring you the action very shortly. So it looks like we are going to be going into the first round in the 4v4. Sri Lankan having jumped out as a reservist, which probably was the most logical thing to do. So we're going to see Virtual Secret take on FriendlyFire 4v4. Playground objective, lane 1 spawn.
And we do have that north spawn, lane 1 for Marsoc. FriendlyFire coming in from Volk, anticipating the quick spawn. With Aardvark returning the favor with his own M249 and pre-firing.
Well, you're getting into such a brilliant spot here. I really do like this one. It's one of those where you're going to probably take down at least one before a member of Marsoc's going to acknowledge your position. And even then, it's still a pretty tough one to get. You got to get a good grenade there.
Yeah, or you just use your M249 like Aardvark will be doing and just pre-fire the bush. It is a common spot, but it can catch people who are off guard.
Always a good option. It's just whether you even think to do it in the moment.
Yeah.
I don't really pre-fire like positions like that personally, because you get afraid of giving away your own spot, even though I don't know. It's all a mind game, isn't it? Cam Street spotting Dragon Square over on lane 1, though. Not going to land any shots, and the grenade's going to come out very close to Physics.
Oh, what a nade!
Oh!
All the way from the end of lane 1. What a toss.
I was watching it from Physics side, and there it is. Gameplay, replay worthy. That is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
As Exercise finds Yorick, that clears up the lane 3, and another nade. Wow!
Oh, I didn't get to see that. We can see the
Physics.
We were playing on the replay. Great nade. You can
Physics
see the body.
return the favor. A near perfect nade, instant kill. As Aardvark gets the refrag onto Cam Street, make things a 3v2 in favor of Virtual Secret.
These are the plays that you want to be seeing, don't you? Really, if this is a testament to how this game's going to go, it's going to be crazy. I mean, wow! I want to see some more nades. Pre-fire not going to find anyone, but Physics staying in nice and tight, defending the objective. Going to be very aware of where Blizzard Aardvark is coming from. Does take some peeks and some pre-fire of his own. Blizzard Aardvark hits the ground. Pushes round and gets taken out by Blizzard Aardvark.
And miss a lot. Realizing she's last one up, charges forward toward the objective to defend it. Tries to take out Torventer, but Torventer ready for the push, giving Virtual Secret their first point.
And I'm going to go back to that. Like, it was just such a fantastic nade. So... And then, boom, Physics go down. FriendlyFire got the revive, but it doesn't matter with a nade like that. You just, ooh, great game.
And then just return the favor with his own nade in lane 3, landing a nice little pocket. Still able to get the kill though, in an instant death to his own nade. And this is gonna be a good match.
Most definitely. Just this is the back and forth that we wanted to see there. It's just so close, and we've got FriendlyFire now going on the attack themselves. And more of these nades coming out, I imagine, onto the known positions. And just it's going to be a bit of a frenzy, I guess.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it.
Good old 4v4 as well. Definitely adds a different kind of challenge to it for both sides, really. There's going to be certain angles that you'd like covered that maybe aren't going to be covered now, and I guess same on attack, where you want somebody to be pushing the lane, but they're not going to be able to. It's going to change up things just a little bit on these approaches. And we didn't get to talk about it in the last round. In these teams, Virtual Secret, FriendlyFire, Virtual Secret having been around for a good number of seasons now, and FriendlyFire also, I think they came in about season 10, 11, and so both these sides really pretty well versed, played each other quite a bit last season also. They're gonna know, I guess, maybe how each other kind of sort of plays. But we are going to go into the second round of the first map now. Friendly Fire looking to get a point back themselves, and Virtual Secret looking to hold their lead.
Yeah, and Friendly Fire are going to have that mirror spawn. That's the same with that northwest spawn.
Yeah.
Let's see how many nades we're going to get for this round. As we get the same Great Fire coming in.
It's always well worth just checking. You never know. Got to check those spots, really, especially if you're pushing up a little bit on Vault.
Dragon Square over at the school bus, laying prone. Looking to catch someone's feet out. Might catch out Physics.
This is a very common spot there as well. And Physics coming in. He was the one who threw the great grenade that you saw onto X-Eyes. Oh!
C4 onto Yorwick.
You see that down there? Virtual Secret not afraid to use that C4.
Seeing plenty of smoke now coming from Friendly Fire. They're just looking to create some chaos, looking to get some rotations as Dragon Square from School Bus finds Physics T, and a nade from Torventer finds Miss-a-Lot.
Next to me, next to me.
It's the second revive. X-Eyes going down to this Miss-a-Lot and Yorick VR duo, pushing in Blizzard, Aardvark, covering lane, well, the playground and lane 3, sort of. Well, he's going to find himself in a little bit of a pickle in a sec as these guys approach. Miss-a-Lot, finding Blizzard, Aardvark, taking him out. Torventer getting the refrag onto this. And very quickly, we're down to Torventer, the single member of Virtual Secret, defending the objective.
Yeah, 1v2. And Miss-a-Lot through the smoke. So going to find Torventer. And it looks like we're going to have an exchange of Marsoc rounds as now we're tied 1-1 on map 1.
Yeah, it's something you kind of expect to see on Suburbia, really, isn't it? The back and forth between rounds on the Marsoc. It's not like Downfall where Volt really have to, I guess, just sit and wait until Marsoc gets into their angles. You can push up a little bit. We saw X-Ice there going up into lane 3 with a nice C4, and just a good play all around, really. Friendly Fire doing really well to bring themselves back and just get a point on the board themselves.
Yeah, and now we have the capital objective. We had the burning house objective, but then again, this one can't be held quite well on defense. So it just depends on how these teams utilize their smokes and their flashbangs. But we'll see. We know how well they use their grenades, so let's see how they do use their smokes.
Well, we saw some great smokes there from Friendly Fire on the offense, so I think we might see a little bit more of that from them when they come into offense. But Virtual Secret going to be the ones to attack this one, and you have these two spawns at the back of the map, lane 1 and lane 4. Neither spawn really, in my opinion, giving any sort of advantage to either side. I don't know what you think there, Nomad.
Lane 1 is a good flanking spot. Lane 4 is kind of your, almost like your distraction lane, whereas lane 3 is kind of your dominant capping lane. We're gonna find out shortly as round number 3 is underway.
Straight away.
Like the, what?
I was going to say we're going to get the same spawn as last time. I think both these objectives, like both playground objectives, very similar in how you're going to attack and defend. So Virtual Secret going to be probably aware of how Friendly Fire are going to defend this, and Friendly Fire going to be fully aware of how Virtual Secret are going to approach it. I wonder if we'll see the first Vault round go to Friendly Fire in this one.
And already we're seeing some meta defense positions with Miss-a-Lot on the patio burning house, Yorick at the sandbags, lane 3, Physics in the spawn house, living room, watching lane 4, watching Miss-a-Lot's back. We also see Camstreet also in spawn house, second floor, watching lane 1. So you have pretty much every avenue of approach covered as M203 smoke comes in, lands on the tank in lane 3. And we're seeing
That
a
was pretty sneaky.
slower approach coming from Marsoc, looking to utilize the whole 6 minutes they have in every round.
The objective smokes right now.
Yep. Definitely a good M203 smoke there. Cam Street does say he can't see while he's moving around on at the top of the spawn house there. A little bit of pre-fire from Blizzard Vark onto some meta positions, but and there's a 4v4, so that positioning a little bit tighter than usual. You'd probably have somebody kind of moving around on playground, peeking onto the burning house, but not going to be doing that tonight.
I think he was pre-firing the tracks of APC. We do see players lay prone and try and shoot through the holes in the tracks, so that could have been his potential pre-firing location.
Nevertheless, nobody will be there. Virtual Secret taking it much slower this time than they did in that first Marsoc push. And we haven't heard any pre-fire either.
No. And we got Exercise in lane 3, or lane 2, sorry. Kind of the point man looking to get those early picks while the rest of his team is still kind of at the halfway point of Suburbia of the map.
Cam Street has got this lane on lockdown, so if nobody's there quick enough for a refrag, there we go, the trade comes out, so a refrag not needed, but Cam Street only being down, going to be able to get some good call-outs. Physics moving around now, and Virtual Secret not going to see any of this movement and take any shots onto Spawn House. Turn this back into a 4v3. Can definitely tell that point that FriendlyFire got there. It's certainly made Virtual Secret kind of consider what they're going to be doing on these approaches and wanting to take it a little bit slower. And I think that communication there is just a kind of bit lacking. So they just need to get back into this and be talking like we have heard them in other games where they've done really well on their attacks.
Here comes the smokes, and here comes the pre-fire. The nade, oh nade, but not where it needs to be to get Missalot. As Camp Street gets his second kill of the round, getting Torventer in lane 3.
That's a fantastic long-range pick, really, behind that 4x4 APC, and the smoke's coming out still, and there's time. Dragon Square is pretty close to the objective. Physics getting a pick onto Blizzardvark as well, and very quickly Dragon Square single member. The smoke's clear, and Cam Street with a smooth, easy shot onto Dragon Square defends the objective, giving FriendlyFire that vault victory.
Yeah, there's our first Volk win, and a near 4-man ace coming from Camp Street. Got 3 kills that round. A great hold by him.
I think both these sides really, every player is definitely doing their bit on these rounds. You know, Blizzardvark, he's getting into positions and taking people out, and Physics, he's getting into positions and just calling things out, and it's really useful. Both sides so even in how they play at the moment.
Yeah, even when you're not getting the kills, you're still contributing to your team, because it's not about the kills, it's not about the caps, it's about how you work as a team. And we could have Physics T working as a team, helping Missalot, watching lane 4, covering the back, getting the revive, you're getting those callouts in. And that's the big thing. It's not the flashy moves that we all want in highlight reels that get you the wins. It's the teamwork. It's the really boring stuff, really, that gets these teams higher up in the ranks.
That it is, and FriendlyFire going to be feeling great going into this next round. They've already performed a brilliant attack to get a point, so it's not all the realms of possibility that they could extend their lead. So Virtual Secret must defend against this and put a stop to their kind of momentum and get some momentum back themselves. These rounds haven't really been particularly too long, about 4 minutes on average. That one being, what, 4 minutes?
It's not quite 4 minutes.
Yeah, just under, isn't it, really? So both these sides playing pretty quick on this map. Then again, it is Suburbia, so think about 4 minutes on Suburbia. It's a minute pill, like bush.
Yeah, if you time out on a map like Suburbia or Cargo, that's a bit of a cardinal sin. You should never do. You should be kicked basically if you time out on those maps.
Clutch or kick. That's basically the rules there.
Pretty much. It sounds like round number 4 is about to begin. And again, we're gonna get that lane
Anyone who
1
does manage to
spawn.
get in there, if anyone survives, just keep a low profile for a while.
Did you get it?
Physics
Oh,
with the great team talk there. If anyone survives, and just wait a while.
Someone has faith in their team.
Give it a go, yeah.
Not.
So far, Friendly Fire by name. I'm not seeing Friendly Fire by nature yet. I wonder if there's a reason why they called themselves Friendly Fire. I've played with Physics before on in the lobbies and things. So I know how he plays. He's a great player. Chemistry to miss a lot as well. That you can probably see them around.
Mine are out.
Contact center.
And seeing some heavy smoke deployment in front of the center house.
It's a quick push,
block
this
up.
is.
Wow.
Camstreak's already over on spawn house. Takes out 2. X-Ice and Torventa, was it? Oh no, Torventa's up
There's
there.
his
Blizzard,
third
that's
kill.
the third. Oh! Torventa though, protecting the objective, but at this point, I think the shock and awe strategy, less than a minute, and we're already seeing the entirety of Friendly Fire in the Volk spawn.
Yeah, they know they got 3 kills. They know there's only 1 left. They know where they are now. It's just a matter of rooting them out.
Yeah, 2 at me.
This would be perfect for Mistalot just to move in and get the cap right now. Torventa is so occupied.
Oh no!
I killed 2 of them.
2 people go down to Torventa, so we are down to just miss a lot on her own. And like you say, it would have been a good idea to just kind of push in. It's a waiting game really now. The question is, Torventa, are you going to get so paranoid that you need to get there on the objective that you're just not quite comfortable with that? There we go. There's the movement, and Missalot knows that she's going to time out. But it is 4 minutes yet. The callouts are going to be coming out from Blizzardvar because he's only down. So he's got eyes on the objective. So really, maybe Torventa will just wait it out and just let Blizzardvar say, hey, somebody's coming. Get in on the objective.
And Torventa's position right now is pretty much the best position to have as last man. You have an Overwatch position, you have access, you have a view of both avenues of approach to the cap. So with Blizzardvar and where he is, he can kind of watch the lane 4 push.
Last one up.
And looks like Mistlot's gonna go for the kill. Gonna try and root out Torventa. Not gonna pull back and wait for rotation. Saw it with 2 of her teammates. It did not work out well for them, but maybe Mistlot will have better fortune.
It's unfortunate for Friendly Fire, really, because that attack was just looking so strong. Camstreak doing work, taking out 3 members, well, 2.5 members, and we're seeing Physics and Uric and miss a lot. Over on the spawn side, they could have really done something with those smokes and maybe got the cap there, but
He's near me, but just hold objective.
that's how it goes. Miss a lot now going for exactly what Physics and Uric did. Hopefully it goes better in her favor.
Could be
Yeah,
downstairs.
with the chaos of Onward, players have little to no information when they're playing this game. It's just whatever they see, whatever they hear. And so with a lot of this chaos that goes on, it's kind of tough to tell whether or not you should be pushing for cap or you should be watching for a flank or anything else, really. We should see some action within the next 30 seconds.
This really does come down to the wire, doesn't it? It's just, does Torventa know she's there? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he does. And Miss a lot, she's just peeking and prodding. Now he's got to hear this movement, so she's opting to check behind her. I don't know if they've got an actual kill count because Camstreak may have not been able to call out the fact he got 3, so
Watch your front.
the panic setting in. That could have probably worked really well in their favor, but now, oh! She takes shots. It's like a cat and mouse chase. Oh!
Oh!
Venter with a great pick from the window there, taking out a missile lock, giving Virtual Secret their second point of the night.
And now it'll be Torventer's 4-man ace for the round. We saw an exchange of Volk rounds, exchange of Marsoc rounds on our first objective. We saw an exchange of Volk rounds on our second objective. Now what are we going to see for the third objective? I mean, it could be anything, really.
Ooh. I say I'm liking this back and forth. We're going over onto the north side of the map now. So at least a change in spawn for these guys, having 4 rounds of the exact same spawn. Or at least on Marsoc anyway. So this north one though, lane 1, it's so difficult really when you start losing people on the outside to defend this. As if Marsoc have got enough players that can kind of just surround the objective and set up like a little kill box and slowly take out Volk as they're moving around. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how Virtual Secret take this. We know they do like to use equipment, and your nades are probably one of the most important to check these porches. You've got this one that's not as common, but then that lane 1 over there, that's probably one of the most common spots really to place someone, because it is one of the best positions to be in. You can completely cover the objective so long as there's no smokes and you're just keeping an eye on things.
Yeah, you want to deny that lane 1 rotation, you gotta especially deny the lane 4 rotation. If you get someone in lane 4, they can flank around to the very north and just ruin your whole defense in one little sweep. So it's usually a good idea to have 2 guys committed to lane 1, 1 guy committed to lane 4. You usually have your other 2 or other 3, kind of committed somewhere in the middle, usually in the center houses or the patios or even just the back alley, just to be there as floaters to some degree and just moving around, just disrupting the attack.
One minute 30 left on the round for that last one. It just shows how the pressure's starting to probably get to these sides, as they're taking a lot longer on deliberations between rounds and just a lot longer taking the rounds in general. So Virtual Secret going for the attack now, hoping for a cap maybe, as it is a very capable objective as we go into round number 5.
Yeah, and 1 cap will end it for either side. If either side gets a cap in this round, or this round or next round, the map's over. The team will win it. So, yeah, I can definitely tell that they're definitely gonna be hungry for a cap.
Yeah, this was a crucial point now, and it's the scary point when you're playing as well, because you do know, like you say, a single cap and that's it. You're out, or at least out for this onto the next map.
Seeing a pretty reserved defense here. No one's in front of the objective.
Yurik in a pretty meta position there, pre-firing over onto lane 2. As he says there, firing the bush because that's where the shots come from. Smoke's coming out here. I've seen a bit of a reserved kind of Virtual Secret, as they're not really pushing too much, maybe waiting out this equipment usage, just pre-firing a few spots, get Volk, like I say, throwing that equipment, and then once they know they got no more nades or the C4s have gone off, then you can push in.
Yeah, it looks like Campstreet has an angle on lane 4, might pick up his artifact and possibly excise.
These are some tough positions, really. One nade could kind of take out Campstreet again. Oh, there's the first one. Just a little bit to the right.
Smoke lane 4.
He's in a good position to call out anything. Yuri VR with the first pick of the night onto Excise. He's going to be he's going to be pretty troublesome here. Blizzardbark out in the open, and the shots come out, but the smoke does cover that. So Europe VR now knows that somebody did make that run, though. Does watch the corner, gets the pick, but it's a trade. Blizzardbark defend. Oh, well, taking out Europe there at the back.
Might see Camstreet push ahead to get the confirm and just gonna make sure that it is indeed cleared on the north side, as this will be a 3v2 in favor of Friendly Fire.
Blizzardbark was getting the call outside. Camstreet does get the double tap, stealing the kill, mind you. No one likes a kill stealer.
The best kills are the ones that are stolen, the free ones.
This is slowly becoming a pretty tough push for Virtual Secret, as you do want a couple players to be able to help you out until then to take shots onto Camstreet, who ducks behind the lane 4 house. Makes a rotation near lane 3.
One near the wet car before the wet car. Moving back to lane 1.
Over to lane 1 we are going to go now, where Tilventa and Dragon Square are going to try their approach, as it does seem to be probably the weaker side of this defense. Not that they're going to know that. Oh, but miss a lot. Watching lane 1, gets the pick onto Tilventa as he pushes around that corner. Camstreet finishing off Dragon Square, giving Friendly Fire their 3rd point of the night.
A nice solid hold by Friendly Fire, even though they were kind of in reserve. Holding back behind the objective is actually the best way to go. That way you can actually face the enemy as they try and cross. I did see some good holds from, I think it was Exercise, or sorry, no, who was it? That was, I believe it was Dragon Square. Making a good hold. Did trade. Then Camstreet, with the aggression we're seeing, pushed further south to the map and really finding holes in the offense and getting those kills needed.
And then it's just this back and forth. It's so hard to call really at the moment as to who's going to come out on top, A, at the end, or B, even this map. Virtual Secret are not out. We're seeing these traded Vault rounds now, but Friendly Fire, well versed with their equipment usage, they've been throwing so many smokes. I think maybe we're going to see a lot of smokes on the objective. We saw that pretty heavy aggressive push, but maybe they wouldn't, I don't know, opt to do that again the round after, because Virtual Secret are probably going to be a little bit more prepared for it now. But it definitely worked in their favor, so if they could mix that between being a bit reserved and then get aggressive, maybe they could be on for a cap.
They could be, and a cap would be just powerful. It would be a 5-2 map, which is going to greatly affect your MMR. But we've seen a trade in rounds. So we saw a trade in Marsoc rounds in the first objective. We saw a trade in Volk rounds in the second objective. We just saw a Volk win on our third objective. So it's quite possible, if history repeats itself, we could see will be a 3-3 round, forcing a round 7 decider possibly.
22, 344-0. 234 basically.
Just listen to physics, remember the code. Seems like it's an easy code there. I can never remember it when somebody yells it out to me. I've got to read it.
Yeah. And it's usually the rule that the codes that are easy to remember are often the hardest one to try and cap.
Yeah. Zeros get me. I can't do zeros. And these are some nice smokes. Need a couple more though, I think, maybe to cover Dragon Square's vision. Blizzardbark with the first pick onto Europe VR, leaving 3 members of Friendly Fire up, and it's all this on this push really at the moment. Smokes covering their position.
2 across. Pushing left.
Dragon Square's not going to be expecting 3 members, maybe 1 possibly, but not 3. We are seeing a somewhat similar approach to this as we did on that last one. Oh, great teamwork!
What a tag team. That is Camstreet's 11th kill of the map.
Just great to see.
There's another one.
Well, obviously, there's another one. Oh!
Zarbark is gonna get Missalot trade with Physics T. Professor will get the final kill onto Camp Street, and we see it there. A trade in the Volk rounds. Once again, we now got a 3-3 map. A round 7 decider is coming up.
What? It just keeps happening, doesn't it? Both sides, they get that great push, and then all of a sudden, just one player comes around and just turns it around, you know, and just does something amazing. Blizzardvar there with a great flank, taking out Missalot and Yurik at the back. Not Yurik, Physics, sorry. And Exas, while defending on the objective, taking out Cam. 11 kills and 3 deaths. He is tearing at the moment. He is just getting those kills. But like that, like we're into the 3-3, and I can't call it. I think right now what we want to see probably is maybe a virtual secret aggressive push. I don't think FriendlyFire would be expecting that.
Well, VS did try it in the first round, and it was a non-linear objective. It was the playground objective, so yeah, we could see it again. Will the FriendlyFire expect it? Maybe, maybe not, but it would certainly be entertaining to see.
Yeah, this is just a great game of back and forth at the moment. Like I say, you just can't call it. And that round was 1 minute 30, bang on the button. There's such quick rounds from this FriendlyFire side. Virtual Secret just taking it that little bit slower, a little bit more reserved, checking more corners. It's interesting to see how the different sides approach it. This is probably going to be the longest deliberation between rounds as for these guys, as you're going to be feeling that pressure, everything you've tried kind of getting put a stop to. So FriendlyFire feeling confident now going into their vault round, and Virtual Secret having to attack.
Yeah, and VS does have the spawn house spawn, and they have Blizzardbar looks like he's going to be prepared for pre-fire with that SA-80, as he can pre-fire onto the spawn of Volk.
Cam Street got spooked by that. Don't really expect the pre-fire sometimes. We haven't seen. Oh, and there it is! The first kill. Blizzardvar gets a pick onto Yurik. And FriendlyFire down to 3, not in a position you want to be this early on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how steely armed your nerves are, when bullets go over your head, whether it's real or fake, it makes you want to do, you know what? It makes you keep your head down. And it looks like Excise in center house, second floor, master bedroom window, looking for a kill onto Camp Street. Be careful not to get picked himself. Dragon Square in the backyard of center house. Meanwhile, Torventer is in playground. Bit of a firefight going on between Physics T and who is he trying to shoot? As the nade goes way out of bounds into someone else's lawn. That's gonna ruin their grass.
There's a war going on and you're worried about grass.
Yeah.
These guys, folk are defending this for their lives. And there's the first smoke of the night, I think, from the, oh, well, for this round, should I say, not of the night. Gonna go far, that nade way off. Dragon Square and Torventer both getting a pick of their own. XR stealing kills. Gotta get those confirms though.
Maybe one flanker.
All down to Physics T now in a 1v4. This is where the nerves will make or break the round.
Yeah, and he is in the best position really for this objective.
Is that another nade?
Yeah.
A nade. Oh!
I think it went under the car maybe. That was a good throw though.
Physics just beyond the range of that nade.
I think I caught that. Yeah, it was just literally so close. Watching his cam now, you can hear in his breath the pressure. Just gotta duck down, hope for the best. Oh, but the pre-fire from Torventa onto the corner as Physics takes him out, gives Virtual Secret the Marsot win, 4-3.
It doesn't really matter if it was Virtual Secret's map pick or not. That was going to be close either way.
3 minutes.
Well done by both teams.
Yeah. 3 minutes 26 there. Pretty quick rounds really for Suburbia. And we are seeing the 5th member of Virtual Secret jumping in, so maybe Sri Lankan's going to be jumping back in also for Friendly Fire. So we're going to see a 5v5 now. That'll that'll be even better to see, really. It's already been a great round, well, a great map. I guess the thing now is, what are we going to go to? Is Friendly Fire's pick? Quarantine, mate. Subway's off the table. We've got Cargo. Cargo definitely would play well to, you know, for them. Bizarre would be okay. What do you think, Nomad?
FriendlyFire has picked Downfall in the past, but it's kind of a tough call as they're 8 for 20. Yeah, Snow Peak's off the map. We could see a Bazaar. I would say either Bazaar or Cargo.
Yeah, I think we're both set there on Cargo, and while we've got time, just gonna give a quick shout out to the chat. Norse being in here, you know my feelings, Norse. Identity, how's it going, man? Resident Caster, Ninja Salad, Resident Mod, how's it going? Good to see you. Plintos, Insectual. Have to be careful there. How's it going, you guys? This is a pretty long pick at the moment. I think maybe as Friendly Fire probably going to be trying to get their reservists back in. And quick look on the scoreboards there. Torventa 10-4. Great, and Cam Street 11-4. Physics 4-5. You know, missing a lot. 3-4, 2-5 for Excise, 1-5 for Dragon Square. These sides just so even. I think we're going to see another round 7 in the next map.
Well, you know, we won't complain about that now, will we?
You can't complain about that.
Oh,
It's
no.
more and more of it. The suspense is just killing me on what map it's going to be. Let me say Cargo. Well, I would like to see Quarantine, I think. I mean, it's sad to say that Snow Peak's off the table. I like Snow Peak. It's definitely one of my favorite maps. But Quarantine definitely up there as well. So, yeah, I'd like to see a Quarantine.
Yeah, Quarantine being my favorite map, I would like to see it. But from what I can see in the stats and what I know in the past playing against these guys, I think Downfall would be a pick. But yeah, I could see Bazaar, could see a Cargo. I'm thinking Bazaar. I'll put my channel points on Bazaar.
Ooh. Quick predictions. We're too late now because of the delay, but they'll pick it.
Ah, shoot.
Well, yeah, if it, you know, we need to let Ninja know in 6 minutes, then it would have been a good idea for the prediction. Oh god.
Come on, Ninja, up your game.
Wait on Ninja.
Yeah, we love you, Ninja.
There it is.
We
my
love our
favorite
mods.
map. We do love our mobs. Gonna be the favorite map, Quarantine. I wanted a big map because it's going to be good to see the difference in how they play now. As so we had some quite quick rounds there. I think things are probably maybe going to slow up a little bit as you've got more to check, and we're probably going to see a little bit more of a reserve side from both as they lock down those objectives and just cover any crosses. And yeah, what do you think, Nomad?
Lots of long range, lots of angles. Quarantine has kind of a combination of everything to some degree. and it's a bit of a wild card because it's got the most objectives on the map. It's got a total of 12 objectives on it. There's, I think the second highest is like maybe Downfall with 6. Maybe it's bizarre. But yeah, like a dozen objectives on one map. This is ludicrous.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy, isn't it? But it's good. It's more variation. And this is the deciding round really for Virtual Secret. They win this, they win the match, and then FriendlyFire playing for points, or FriendlyFire fighting to stay in the match. Now, these first few games, although not really going to set much for the rest of the season, I think they're pretty important, really. A, for morale, and B, for, I guess, just putting it out there that, you know, you're here and you mean business. Nomad, you're playing on a team at the, obviously you've got your own team, and so yeah, what do you think? Keep asking you, but yeah.
Well, the team I play for, Blackwatch, we love this map, but yeah, in your case, when you're down a map, it's your map pick. You gotta be confident that you can walk away with a win on this map, and usually in a decisive manner, especially since your first map was a loss, a score of 4-3. You want to get those extra points in. You want to get the extra MMR, so you gotta be pretty confident to pick Q1. Like I said, it's got 12 different objectives, so you gotta make sure that you're good on all 12. You can't just be like, oh, I'm good at these 10, these 2 here, not so much. So it's a bit of a statement when you say you're gonna go with Quarantine.
It's definitely one of those maps that, if you're really good on it, it sets that precedence, doesn't it? You see a team that's really, really good on those long-range maps, you just think to yourself, they can work together, they've got that cohesion, and it's going to always be a struggle on the defense to be able to defend the objective. So it is one of those staple maps like Downfall, really. The deliberation's taking a little bit here. I think we're still waiting on a reservist, maybe 4 FriendlyFire to jump in. Taysonda being the 5th member of Virtual Secret.
Yeah, Contender finally making their way into the match. Feels like he has a job or something.
Curse these people for having jobs.
Jobs are overrated.
I just wonder how bringing in a 5th at this point after you've just done an entire map together will affect kind of like the flow. You have flow with your team, don't you, when you play? And that's why I've never been a big fan of the rotation personally. The rotating people, you know, you build up that synergy with players that game. You've had a bit of banter, you've gone through, you know, you've had tears, sweat, and whatever together. You got to stay with it, and then throwing somebody else into that who's not feeling those emotions can really kind of change things up.
Yeah, you want to build that synergy, that chemistry with your 4 other teammates, and yeah, even if you have a reservist in your first map and you're trying to get one of your core players in, that can throw things off, because who's to say that your swap in, one of your core guys that finally got in is actually warmed up? Who's to say that they're playing cold and they need that second map to get warmed up? That can end the match right there. But who knows? Maybe Transcender had a good warm up. Maybe he's ready to go. And it looks like we do have our 10th. Looks like Sri Lankan, our reservist, has rejoined the lobby. So hopefully within the next minute, we should be underway with round number 1.
I guess while we've got time, we can talk about the first objective being the far north. I think that's the most middle of the ground, maybe, to start off Quarantine together. You know, get a feel for it. I think it's a nice one. It eases you into it, really. You know, Mossot they've got a long distance to go, so Volt can kind of sit down, have a cup of tea, you know, wait for Marsoc to get across the map, maybe have a look out, you know, but otherwise just relax and wait. And Marsoc, they've got all that ground to go, so again, I think it's pretty relaxed for them as they're making that ground. Got to avoid the north rooftop guy and maybe somebody sitting behind some hills at the back on north on the objective, but otherwise it's a pretty comfortable run up until you do get to that north rooftop.
I don't think relaxed is the right word for Marsoc. I think if you're a Marsoc, at least from a personal experience, you're always on edge. You're always tense up because you're always expecting someone around the corner. Marsoc does have a few spawns that are kind of a ways away from the objective, but they do have some quick spawns too. They got one next to the gas station, which can really really harm a offense. If we do have a secondary quick spawn from Marsoc out far east, as we see round 1, map 2 begin.
No, and this is a very good spawn. This is very quick with the action if you well, both sides. Depends if, I guess, if Marsoc do decide to push, which Yuri VR, he's going to push out. He's going to be the first one to see some of Virtual Secret.
Oh, see a round reset.
Oh.
Looks like there were some tech issues going on the Marsoc, or sorry, the Volk side. Did hear them call out a round reset, so hopefully nothing serious. We did see all 5 members, so maybe one had a gun not load in, or maybe their radios weren't working properly. Who knows?
There we go. Yeah, Tissonder's just jumped back out now. He was the 5th member who wasn't in the last one. So let's hope that they're not like, you know, leading Sri Lankan on. Like, yeah, jump in and play with us, and then, oh, Tissonder's gone by Sri Lankan. Jump back in, Sri Lankan, by Sri Lankan. Bless him. I think they're just doing this just to cut the tension, to be honest. Gotta be, haven't they? You know, feeling the pressure from that 4-3 victory. Oh, well, 4-3, what 4-3 victory for FriendlyFire, obviously. Well, we will actually go into the round now.
Sounds like Virtual Secret have everything working. Does not look like there'll be another round reset.
I mean, we could stay in the scoreboard. So Yurik again. Gonna try his luck and put out in the open there. You can see the lasers pointing at Miss a lot.
Probably push left on the cross.
No one gonna take any shots, and that never usually happens. Someone always goes down there.
I think that people are starting to learn their lessons. Never peek down there, as Cam Street finding Transcender on North Roof. The nice headshot.
Yeah, that's a great shot. That's a nice long range shot. Exas with a great pick onto Yurik as well, just to even things up there. Either side giving things away. I mean, we saw this in the last map, and we're going to see it in this one. It's going to be a 7-round decider.
Looks like Sri Lankan at the hill near his spawn with an M249, trying to either lay down suppressive fire or even snipe. Might try and find Torventer at the semi.
Exci's just not wanting to give anything away at the moment, and Exci's is just slowly pushing up as he's getting those picks. Torventer does spot Sri Lankan, and you're going to be shooting at pixels at this point. Just seeing one random little bit of movement as Miss a lot moves around the corner there, does spot Exci's. This is a 3v3. Sri Lankan and Torventer both having a bit of a battle here. It's a battle of the, I guess,
I'm getting pegged
LMGs.
I'm getting pegged from somewhere. I don't know where.
Sri Lankan has no idea where these shots are coming from. Call it the teammates. Have no idea where the shots are. So he's just kind of blind firing, hoping for the best. And now lane prone has to reload. Hear the strains of an old man trying to stand back up.
It's always the hardest when you're just taking pot shots as well. Just hoping that, you know, something lands. But it's a good distraction. If we look on the map here, we can see the rest of Friendly Fire slowly moving around, and Virtual Secret aren't facing to the west.
I'm on the other side here north of Money Trucks.
This could work out in Friendly Fire's favor. Cam Street with a pick onto Blizzardvar, opening up mid-burning.
It's going to make things a 3v2. All down to Torventer and Dragon Square. Torventer is really the only one watching the objective. Dragon Square kind of watching it at North Warehouse. Will have to be the one that has to contend with both Cam Street and Physics T.
I gotta say, I'm liking the look of this Friendly Fire squad for quarantine. Checking their angles, getting the picks, and that's the crucial thing. That's the hardest thing on these maps. And Downfall, Abandon, and Quarantine, Snow Peak is getting those picks like as you're going through the game. They're exactly what open up those cap opportunities. And so you're not capping if you're rushing in, and well, you sometimes do, but for the most part on these ones, you're not capping when you rush in the last 30 seconds because Vault can just hold down the angles and just mow you down as you run in.
Yeah, with these large maps, you're just seeing little dots on a screen, basically, hoping to land your shots. Your caps do come in sometimes towards the last seconds of the round, but usually because you're forcing a long rotation from a defenseman who's way off objective, does not have the proper angle to cover it. It looks like Cam Street is going to be on the airplane wing, looking to get some overwatch. Could potentially find Torventor at objective.
But Sri Lankan's just doing his bit though, getting that pre-fire out. It's just causing that distraction. As long if Torventor takes him out, then they can go back to watching that west. But while Sri Lankan's here and doing his thing, it's just splitting that defense, and slowly but surely Friendly Fire are making the way, and Virtual Secret aren't watching this, aren't watching that approach. I think they've also forgot that somebody went down at mid-burning.
Oh! Torventor locating Cam Street, gets the down as Physics T gets that instant refrag.
Yeah,
Torventor can make callouts, but here comes Sri Lankan. He's going to be capping right shortly. As Dragon Square does get the kill on the Physics T. Nearly lands shots on the Sri Lankan.
Oh! Good effort from Friendly Fire. Sri Lankan trying to get the cap in the last couple seconds there, but Dragon Square with a perfect defense does take out the Marsok attackers, giving Virtual Secret their first point of map number 2.
Yeah, a very strong start for Marsok there, getting those first couple kills. But unfortunately, just a good rotation by Dragon Square and Torventor, and forcing the Friendly Fire to move it in the open, really, and allowing teammates to get refrags, which ultimately led to the downfall as Sri Lankan tap it out, both hands on Talbot trying to get the cap in. Couldn't really defend himself as Dragon Square gets a nice headshot with that G3 auto.
Yeah, you got to give mad props to anyone who uses the G3 auto, really. It's just a perfect weapon for any situation, you know. Isn't it? Is Rifleman got the G3 auto? It's the exact same thing, you know. It's no different. So take the G3 auto, kids. Use that weapon. But
some more pew-pews.
And you can give out drum mags to anyone who uses the G3 on the on assault. So.
Cool.
Well,
yeah.
I just mean with the assault class, so, you know, it's win-win. You are the drum mags person of Volk, so both sides do get those drum mags.
And there's nothing more satisfying than being the drum dealer of your team. Just toss the drums on the ground and watch teammates just swarm at them like drugs. It's just a wonderful feeling.
You're helping. That's what you're doing. Helping.
Well, is that what it is?
So we came down to the last 38 seconds there of that attack. I mean, definitely going to change things. Things have definitely changed up for these guys. You're going to see the different spawn now for Virtual Secret as they get the 5-story.
Should I go to hospital real quick and then?
As we're talking about drums, they're the drum mags. If anyone watching hasn't seen or heard of the term, basically it's taking the L262 into it, and but yeah, giving out those mags on Marsoc. You can use them in the AK, and the AK-5C. You can use them with the M16, M16A4. Use them with a few weapons.
Yeah, M16, AK-5C,
Mark 18,
Mark 8, Mark 18, Mark 16.
and
I
then
think that's it.
16. Don't know about the 16.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah, you often see the drum exchanged more frequently on the Marsoc side because of the versatility of that 5.56 compared to the 7.62x51 for the G3 Auto in bulk. As you said, it's only for the G3, so if you're gonna get a G3, you must get the G3 Auto.
You Americans are knowing every single bullet.
Well, I'm Canadian, so that's a bit different. Americans might be my neighbors, but I'm not American. Sorry.
You know bullets.
I know pew-pews.
Guys, be careful waiting for FriendlyFire.
It's a good call out there from X-Ice. Just be careful, there is going to be a sniper somewhere. Tries to take shots onto Yuri, doesn't land them. So the call out now is going to be made that we're seeing an approach coming from this courtyard. But they don't know Blizzard Box there, so they could just think that, there we go. They kind of know the second person's there from the different gunshot. Every gun makes, well, most of the guns make different sounds. We've had changes over the years, and we've had to remember very different ones and many updates. And for one, I'm quite happy with how they sound now.
Oh yeah. If you're a seasoned enough player, you've heard guns long enough, you can actually identify which gun it is from the sounds, and you can tell which gun is Marsoc, which gun is bulk, and it really gives you a good idea as to what's going on in the battlefield, even though you have no sight line as what's going on.
Correct, and a common strat there would be to kind of take the AK-12 as that's a pinnacle weapon. Yeah, most people will be able to pick out the sound of an AK-12 when that goes off, and taking that and then using it and pretending to be an enemy. If they check the tablet, your dot match, or well, they check the tablet and a friendly dot matches up with your gunshots, they may think that's a friendly. You can definitely get some sneak kills from doing that.
Oh yes.
I just remember getting Mr. Death once in the game, and from that very reason, I can't remember what gun I was using, but it was his friendly's gun. He was on the enemy team, and he even said at the end of it, "I thought that was a friendly." Nope.
Yeah, Mr. Jeff, one of the developers and employees of Downpour Interactive, the developer of the game. Always love to be able to play the games with the developers, have a little fun with them.
You will see them. Maybe not playing on the names, but you will definitely see them. Odds are you have played with the developer at least once in your time, if you played for like even 6 months. Physics with a great shot onto Blizzard Bar because he somehow downs himself at the same time. Cam Street also takes out Torventer at the back there as I moved away there. Quickly, Virtual Secret down to 3 players. FriendlyFire up 5. We're going to see a trade in these Marsoc rounds, I think. Vault rounds, should I say, sorry. Good call out.
It's quite common when you see these higher level teams. S6C does find that rebreak onto exercise.
Taking fire from long distance.
It's going to make things a 4v2 now.
The silence weapon out there somewhere.
It was a good effort from X-Ice, but just couldn't quite push up there past the tank. See the body. Sri Lankan still holding out on the rooftop. Got to be hearing Taysonda moving around near in physics, holding up a very good defense on the objective, and we are seeing a very different objective, a different kind of bolt defense here than what Virtual Secret had. Friendly Fire a lot closer to the objective, and as physics moves away, but they got people on this side at least.
I killed two.
Got a very accurate kill count now, so they're going to be very aware of how many people are going to be coming for them, and that is definitely one of the key attributes to a good player, is being able to call out your kills and then make note of how many enemies are going to be left. It definitely helps you with those cap opportunities, and it just changes how you're going to defend. And Cam Street takes out Dragon Square, down to the last member, Taysonda, pushing up on Sri Lankan's position now.
Be careful as Cam Street's starting to get pretty aggressive. Looking hungry for that final kill. As he decides to rotate back to the cash trucks. Trying to hold an angle to the east. As Taysonda is about to bump into Sri Lankan. No! Physics Steve's gonna say no, it's my kill, not yours. As Friendly Fire will get their bulk round, tying things 1-1.
Yeah, apologies there. I did have the overlay up for a little bit. I remembered at the end. Noticed. Sorry. Cast a curse. That's the first time so far, though. It's week 2, so I did loads of casts last week and I didn't do it. So there we go. I'm allowed one. But yes, it was a great game. If you got to see it, fortunately we did, and yeah, it was definitely one not to be missed. Unfortunate for viewers at home. Hopefully, won't happen again. So. Friendly Fire getting their defense round in. Virtual Secret back on the defense now. And Friendly Fire was so close in their first round on that Marsok. I think they're just going to keep poking and prodding until they do get that Marsok victory, as this kind of map does come down to who's going to get that first Marsok victory usually.
Yeah, a lot of these bigger maps, those who get the Marsok win, especially on Downfall, if you get the Marsok win, you can just win the rest of your bulk rounds and coast, and you can net a map win. But I have seen where maps like this, where it's just a trade of Marsok wins. So you get teams that just know how to attack objectives so well, know how to coordinate so well as a team, that doesn't matter how good your defense is, you're still gonna suffer. You're still gonna lose.
Most definitely. And we are coming again, another round that came down to the last 30 seconds, there or thereabouts anyway. We're gonna see some pretty long rounds here, and it just generally being action-packed though. It's not like that the 2 minutes of movement or anything like that. We're seeing these players get into positions, and it's just the constant back and forth. And I'm just loving it at the moment.
Oh, we're gonna love it even more right shortly as round number 3 begins. This time we have the impact building objective. This one's actually a very tough one to defend. We could see our first Marsok wins here, as you can cap on the outside of the building and on top of scaffolding, which makes it really hard because there's really only one spot outside the objective to defend it from. That's on north roof, which is such an open position actually that it's a bit of a risk.
Does seem like Virtual Secret are probably going to go for that. Dragon Square pushing up and getting aggressive, and the spawn's definitely going to work in his favor and allow him to get to this position. It's going to be pretty well covered for a little bit as Friendly Fire make their way across the map now. We're seeing a pretty standard kind of defense from Virtual Secret with a four-man outside, and the first kill going off to Taysonda. Getting Yurik as he's moving up onto the north there. That defense working well. 1 member sitting on the objective and 4 members outside.
And that's how you gotta play defense on this objective. Like I said, it's hard to defend it from the outside, so you gotta have to push out a bit and just deny those avenues of approach. And so a good shot by Taysonda, forcing Sri Lankan, who's got East 2 story, to slow things down and look for picks. Meanwhile, the remaining 3 members of his teammates, Physics, Misslot, and Capstreet, all in hospital, slowly progressing towards the objective. We'll have to contend with Torventer at the west scaffolding, which looks like Capstreet laid down some fire, did spot him, could not land the shots as Physics T and Taysonder does trade. Taysonder only down though, can make calls, can be revived.
Okay, I think he traded.
Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about Physics T.
Alright, Physics traded, so the guy in center burning
It is a good- This is a pretty crucial pit, really. Mid-burning going to be one of the strongest positions to hold for this objective. It does allow you to just look around and stay pretty safe. So Taysonder going to be hearing all this movement and talking. See the laser onto Cam there. Blizzard
Yeah,
Vart.
mum's alright.
Oh! Staying low, gets the pick and the dig onto
Okay, still the guy in
Taysonder.
center burning, so that is
Cam
uphill
Street just
4.
having
We have
fun
a red
here.
ramp, got a white car.
And really, that's all. That's what it's all about: is to have fun. You're playing with your friends, playing a video game, having a good time. We do compete for prizes. Most of these teams are not going to be within that range to acquire those said prizes, but so for the most part, these teams are just here to have fun.
That they are, and Sri Lankan, during all this commotion, has been moving around now in the back.
I'm gonna try and wrap around north. So I can get
And it calls that out to his team, which is important for a reservist. They've got to be able to communicate with the team they are playing with. If you don't, things get tough. He's got to have heard those gunshots from Dragon Square, who takes down Cam Street, and also able to get the confirm. Dragon Square goes down. X-Ice, though, hears this commotion, takes out Sri Lankan on his push. Dragon Square only down, though, so the revive will come out.
And now with the 1v3, or soon be a 1v4, Missalot has a lot on her hands. The team captain. We'll see if she can lead the way. Give us our first Marsoc win on map 2.
Just got to have faith. That's basically what it comes down to. I feel like we're watching from the tent at the moment, you know, when you're in that super stressful moment. It's like, are you going to get those picks? Oh, and the first shots come out. Unfortunately, can't quite land them onto Torventer as that hill's just covering her sight. Torventer gets the pick, giving Virtual Secret the second point of the second map. I think we're just going to see a lot of these trading vault rounds, especially on this map anyway. These teams just so evenly matched.
Yeah, just looking at the scoreboard, even though MMR is not set, it will not be fully set until week 4 when every team has played their 3rd match. We're seeing a 8th and 9th rankings respectively for these teams. Let's see here. Browse into the history of season 12 and see where these guys landed when that season ended. Looks like FriendlyFire ended season 12 worldwide at rank 35. Virtual Secret ended season 12 worldwide at rank 50. So a 15 position disparity, but doesn't show in the scoreboard right now, as both these teams throughout the offseason have really developed themselves some more and are really close ranked or close teams.
Yeah, that's one thing we do touch upon generally during these casts. It's always that off-season talk, especially, well, mainly during the first few weeks, as we see what teams have been doing during the off-season, how much they've been scrimming, how much they've been playing, and 15 places on the worldwide kind of board isn't really that far apart when you think about it. I know it's obviously sounds a lot, but that could only be about what 20 MMR difference potentially, or you know, to maybe even 10. But whilst we've been giving you the facts and figures there, we are going now into round number 4. Map number 2, Virtual Secret. If they get this cap, which is very cappable, they will take the second map, they will win the match, and they will have a very good point lead over Friendly Fire.
And they got a pretty decent spawn as well. They have the East 2-story spawn, a bit further north than what Friendly Fire had, so they have a chance to really spread out evenly across the map and take it over.
And that's exactly what it seems like they're probably going to be doing it here. As we can see, 2 players going to the north. Friendly Fire opting not to have anyone on the rooftop or in that general area and go for a very similar defense as to what we saw on the north objective. And that can work in, well, that can work very against you, to be fair. As so Volker going to expect how you're going to approach on this. Taysonder going up on the rooftop. Yurik moving around, gonna very shortly see his head peek. And then it comes down to who is watching who first.
Yeah, I like the tandem that we see from Misslot and Yurwick. Both players can get a potential refrag once they lose one of them. As we see a trade between Misslot and Exercise. Both are only down, both can be revived, both can make callouts.
Those callouts are gonna be
Oh no!
Shit.
Dragon Square from the mall takes down Transonder in North Roof.
Yeah, it was a team kill.
Yeah, he does call out the fact they killed Taysonder there, but it doesn't bring him back. This is
the damage is done.
I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. So Excise down but not out, getting the call outs. Not a lot to really call out at the moment. He is on his own. Revive potential coming in, as we do see a member of Virtual Secret slowly bringing up the rear. Coming in for that revive, but he's going to have to be watching for Cam now. And Miss-A-Lot, who is down, but the revive's coming out on her. Yurik covering this angle still. Torventa moving in. Like we need to give him some background music.
Oh, careful, copyright.
I just made it up, what are you on about?
And we do see Blizzard Bark, white car in front of hospital, just checking the angles, checking the gas station, checking center 2-story, just making sure that the common spots are not occupied. That being said, Physics T is in the second floor of center 2-story.
Torventa is so scared at the moment to get this revive, and it is tough. Miss-A-Lot's in a great position. We've seen it used a lot already, and you can just see so much. Oh, every time he moves back, I just see the laser just come above his head.
There we go. Onward timing coming into effect.
I'm going to remember there is probably a bit of desync as well on the body here. We may see it in this position, but for Torventa, it could be like so far away.
Back. To your right. Right front.
Oh, missed a lot with a pick on the Dragon Square and North Roof.
Just as that happened, Exile's bled out. Torventa frantically trying to find his body, but just couldn't quite get the syringe in to bring him back alive. And yeah, Dragon Square goes down to Miss-A-Lot in all that. The smoke's now coming out as the defensive position's taken by Torventa. Yurik watching the push though. This Friendly Fire side just covering each other's backs and just dominating this round. Do get the final pick onto Blizzard Bar, and just like that, they are back in, well, even with the Virtual Secret 2-2.
Yeah, and all 5 members of Friendly Fire were still up when that round ended. So a great hold by Friendly Fire. And it really shows you with the rebuys how critical they are. If you're downed, you only have about 2.5 minutes before you bleed out. So if your teams are a long ways away, they really have to put the hustle in their bustle and be quick to get the rebound. But of course, as we've seen there, looked like the teammates couldn't locate the body. As we said, we see client view, so what we see can be different than what the players see.
That it is. It's always interesting to see how your body will position itself when you're playing or watching. Yeah, I miss the ragdolls, they were interesting. Did have some fun. There's been loads of iterations over the bodies, or the IK models should say, over the years. And at one point you used to be able to put your hands on the chest of a player. I think it was before it actually told you on the tablet if you were down, but you could put your hands on the chest, and if you could find the heart, you'd feel a heartbeat, and that'd tell you if they were down or not.
Really?
Yeah. And they removed it in like 1.4, 1.5 maybe. But yeah, that was a thing.
Well, that was back in the 18th century. Okay.
Hey, you young whippersnappers. Get off my lawn. Been through too much change. My heart can't take it. But here's the thing. We joke about it though, but you know, it is a thing. There is definitely different things that you see from all the different ages. Like, you know, obviously the younger people coming in now, they can get into certain positions that probably some of us can't now because they don't get out that position any longer. So, you know, it can definitely change over how you defend at certain things and where you place people probably. You know, place a short person behind a wall that they can just like, you know, duck behind, and then have your tall person over something they can loop. I think that's a very important task as a leader, you know, identifying your players themselves and putting them in maybe in those positions where they're going to probably perform the best. But everyone has different kind of strats when it, or well, different ways of leading, don't they? I know some teams like to just let players pick where they want to go and, you know, let them play in their comfortable spots. It's all very different.
Yeah, quite often it's not what position you play, but how you play it. You gotta play with what you're comfortable with, and if you know you can comfortably deny an area by playing one of those spots that the next player may not be so strong on, keep your teammate there. Because everyone has a strong position that they like to play, and you got a complete map you can potentially control.
Definitely, it looks like T-Sonda has just jumped back into the lobby. So I imagine we are probably going to have those rounds starting very, very shortly.
Yeah, and we got a new objective to play on. This time is the airplane objective. This one actually has about 2 or 3 capping positions that teams need to be aware of. And we'll see if we'll see it in this round as round number 5 begins.
Me and Dragon in the north.
So we're going to get even more deliberations between the virtual secret side as they confirm their positions. Going to make sure everyone's aware of exactly what they've got to do, as you don't want to be just standing in the middle of a road asking yourself, where am I going?
That's probably the most common question asked among teams. Okay, what am I doing now?
I ask myself every time I play, even when I know what I should be doing. What am I doing? Friendly Fire having a strong 5-man push over on the north side. A good way of attacking. Sometimes you'd like that split on the south just to distract the enemy team, but if you do send your 5-man push, I mean, if you can just get through that first line of defense, the cap is definitely on, because the opposite side, obviously, you've got to bring in that southern defender, and sometimes it's just not quick enough. But in this position, 2 points to 2, Friendly Fire, obviously wanting to get their map win, so that you go into round number map number 3 potentially, and take that, and then get the match win.
North.
Dragon Square with the first pick onto Yorick VR.
And you got Camp Street hunting for that refrag. Has a decent idea as to where they are. Yeah, knows exactly where they are. Does get by a flashbang as Exercise does get that refrag, making things a 4v3.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And Sri Lankan looking for that refrag. Still trying to figure out where Exercise is, though.
Hold on. White car, hold on.
Does call out his position near white car, which isn't going to be completely inaccurate. It is very close to it. So Missalot's going to be watching for this pick. Look on the scores, and
I
the
crouched
chances
away.
are definitely there.
Grey car.
3 and 2 at the moment. And Virtual Secret haven't adjusted to this heavy northern push, so they're still anticipating somebody coming from the south. And quick look on the map, we are going to see a member of Friendly Fire opt to take the southern push, so they're going to be on their own. Hopefully, this northern approach can draw that person back in, giving the southern approach a bit more of a smoother run.
Yeah, Torventer in a really nice position, using the gap between the concrete barriers to watch the cross on South Street. Well covered, has a nice field of fire to some degree, and a lot of cover to protect himself. Mainly not so much an area of denial or position of denial, but more a position to scout. As the rest of Friendly Fire begin to make their way, Sri Lankan at North Warehouse began to make the push towards scaffolding and eventually impact. Missed a lot at the semi, holding back, looking for this player that they saw at white car.
Friendly.
Oh, a little bit of back and forth there. Sri Lankan takes out Excise in his position,
Nice,
and very quickly, Friendly Fire are opening up this push now.
Yeah, any moment now, we should see a rotation come from Torventer. As there's really only Bizarrebark defending the objective, and even then, Bizarrebark is actually a ways away from it.
His upstairs impact, second story.
Sri Lankan heard all the talking and the communication, decides to go for the pick himself, gets the pick onto Bizarrebark, objective wide open at this moment, and Sri Lankan is a known capper, gets into the corner, he has got tablet out, Friendly Fire could protect, oh, he checks the code, and we're still not seeing much of a movement in. Taysonda goes down, and there we go, there it is. Torventer pushing in on the objective, tablet out for Sri Lankan, gets taken out by Torventer. Ooh. Single member of Virtual Secret just saves the cat by seconds.
In the panic there, Sri Lankan throwing away his AK-5C, pulling up the tablet, looking to get that cap. Unfortunately, he just did not pan out as Torventer makes that nice swing. A good pick. And he said, does save the day. Sri Lankan was able to cap between the impact building and the fuselage, although the tablet has to be in a near perfect position. Cap is possible, but being how difficult it is, and given the situation, the stress came in, Sri Lankan figured it'd be best just to push ahead, get a kill, and try and cap from within the fuselage. As one tapping onto Torventer, Physics T will get the final kill. And Friendly Fire will get the first Marsoc win and give them the 3rd point on map 2, their map pick.
What was that snapshot? Watch this! Just bang, dead. Brilliant play from Physics.
I think it was the final round in the magazine. There's nothing else I can possibly explain that.
It's gotta be, and you know, that was definitely like, that was just like hero worthy, wasn't it? There should have been a plane explosion in the background as he ran in for that shot. Just crazy. Oh god, this game, you know, it's just the back and forth. We keep saying it, but it must be boring, but I can't, you know, it is. And that's what I enjoy those games. I love the back and forth. It just really, you know, and you can't tell who, you know, it starts off with these with these Vault round wins. We've gone 4 rounds, not a single Marsot win, not even really too many pushes there, looking like a Marsot win, and FriendlyFire just pulling it off, giving that Marsot win, and now they're going into the defense round. And if they can hold this, they're going to get their second map. Well, they're going to get the second map, and then we've got the decider.
Yeah, it's going to be critical to win this round. Winning this round gives them the first map win, forcing a map 3 decider, and they're going to be up on points. It's going to be a score of 7-6. So if they can be dominant on their second win, they can win a second map and have a higher point disparity. That's more points, it's more MMR, and higher up the ranks that FriendlyFire can achieve.
Just, yeah. I'm not even thinking about that right now. It's this next round. Virtual Secret on the attack. They know they're on the back foot now. The pressure is going to be on. The cap's got to come out here. This is the moment. If you're going to cap at any point in the season, this is where you cap. Apart from obviously finals, I guess. But you know, this is where you cap.
And then here we go, folks. Round number 6, map number 2, season 13, week number 2. Here we go.
Oh, FriendlyFire on the defense. Just got to hold this now. Go into your third map feeling good.
Yeah, and we're going to have the mirror spawn here for a Virtual Secret. We saw a 5-man push to the north. Will we see it again? And looks like an instant
why are you
no
guys
as
moving north?
exercise. Looking to go to the south. As the remainers tend to want to go mid. And it looks like Bizarre Park may want to be going north.
It's just no standard push really for a lot of these objectives. Every team does it differently. You know, it doesn't feel like it. I think when you play, you feel like, you know, many teams do similar things, but now kind of watching from the caster view, you do see that every team has their own kind of slant or variation on pushes, and you can never really, without watching these casts, truly pinpoint how a team is going to approach.
Yeah, and it looks like a teammate on Virtual Secret has the Marsoc loadout and has given Bizarre the Marsoc drone, even though Bizarre has the Specialist loadout with the Mark 18 and M203 grenade launcher. So he'll be the eyes in the sky as the rest of Virtual Secret makes their way towards the objective.
You just gotta hope you don't go down with all that equipment. That's the worst thing, you know, like being that person. I can throw grenades, so give me your grenades, and then you die with the grenades. So yeah, praying for you there, buddy. Oh, Cam Street with the first pick onto Taysonder, making his cross in front of the rooftop there. Physics now feverishly checking this this northern approach. Torventa very out in the open. Physics with a pick of his own onto Dragon Square, moving from the east side of the rooftop.
And already 2 minutes down, we are now at a 4v. I'll make that.
Got him.
Yeah, 4v3.5, as if I was going to predict the future. We get our first kill for Virtual Secret. Make that a 4v4 as the revive does come out onto Dragon Square. And looks like Bizarre Bark is using that drone. Not very far away though. I think he's just getting his pilot's license right now. He's starting to learn how to fly the drone. Might be able to find Missalot to the very north. Should spot out Yorwick at the impact white car. As Missalot with the anti-aircraft bullets shoots down that drone, forcing Bizarre Bark to return his boots to the ground and prepare to fight.
Both sides just taking it so cautious at the moment. We look at the defense, and there's just a solid line from FriendlyFire. A little bit far out in the north there, and that hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them. As we do see a Virtual Secret push coming in pretty heavily on this north angle. Cam Street gets a pick onto X-Dice.
-1, Echo 2, Echo 2.
Yorick knows where Torventa is, trying to get the kill onto him. Has not landed the shots yet, but might get them right here. As Tormentor re-peaks, does get the pick onto Yorwick, making things a 3v3. Make that a 3v2 in favor of Friendly Fire, as Missalot does find Bizarre Bark, only down though.
North roof.
It's a lot. Could have killed. Could have finished off Dragon Square there, but unfortunately, click, 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 runs out of ammo, and he gets back into cover. But he's watching over him today.
Yeah, 3v1.5 now. It's all down to Dragon Square. Should be able to get the revive knowing that Missalot is now rotating, but of course we know that. Dragon Square checking that corner still, thinking that Missalot's going to re-peak. Got a minute 50 left on the clock. Plenty of time for the revive and the push, but they have to play it smart. It could all end right here.
What we're going to remember is Blizzardvox going to be getting these callouts at the moment of this movement, and that's one of the key things when you're down is if the enemy's far away from you, get those callouts, be talking to your team, tell them where, you know, where people are, is it safe to get you? You can use that radio when you're down, unless it like, well nowadays it doesn't fall. It used to fall, you know, you die on a hill or something, your radio goes down the hill, you can't get it. That was awful, it was an awful feeling. Especially when you were down the entire time, couldn't speak to anyone. You know, you're so lonely.
Yeah, there was also 1.8 when it first came out. You could not use the radio when you're downed.
So I backed out.
Looks like Dragon Square will get this revive out. They'll have to be careful about Cam Street. The key fragger for Friendly Fire, who has 10 kills right now on this map. We'll find one, we'll find two! And with that double, Cam Street will get a dozen kills. Friendly Fire will get their 4th point, will win map 2, and we now have ourselves a map 3 decider.
Ooh, we saw it coming, didn't we? We saw it from the start, you know, these teams so even. It's 6 points to, yeah, 6 points to 6 points at the moment. So that's just how even they are. Oh wait, no, it won't be. It'll be 7 points to 6 points. Of course, I can't math. the excitement getting me too much. Oh, well, yes.
That's all right. Keep yourself together because we got more XMA coming in from map number 3 still. As we'll find out what Virtual Secret has in store for us. Their map pick. Or maybe they'll just pick sides. Maybe they'll allow Friendly Fire to have the map pick. That is a possibility. You don't see it very often, but it does happen.
There it is. Map number 3 is going to be Cargo. The smallest map, I guess, in the game. So it's definitely smaller than Suburbia.
Oh, yeah.
Or do we think that because there's no... what's it? No bushes and stuff?
I usually base it on time it takes for me to die, so I think Cargo is a smaller map.
Yeah. When those nades start coming in, you are in a bit of a pickle, really, aren't you? This first objective is going to be one of the newer objectives. Newer being in the past year. Got added in, shall we say? But yes.
Around here, yeah. Yeah, got ourselves the pipes objective.
It's always a good one, this is. And another one of the... I mean, I think many of the objectives on Cargo are just commotion-filled, aren't they? You can't... It's obvious that they were going to pick this map, really. They couldn't have gone for something like Bazaar or, you know, this a bit more, you know, they've had this back and forth. One point, you know, you got somebody from Virtual Secret on a tear. They get taken down. Friendly Fire then go on a tear themselves. Then it comes down to the 1v1 or the 2v1. And then, you know, and Cargo's just going to add to that now, isn't it?
Yeah, and it won't be a Cargo round unless it's over within 1 minute. That is Cargo in a nutshell. It's just sheer chaos for 60 seconds or less.
Yeah. And then it just goes silent. And then you've got nothing for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Somebody just creeps.
They creep along and get 1 pick, 2 pick, 3
Yeah.
pick score. Yeah.
It's it's not. I'm expecting it anyway. FriendlyFire though with their comeback, it's great to see. Just holding that composure and just fighting like they want this, and everyone does want it, but you know they're playing like this is finals. 10K on the line.
Yeah. And this is where the fatigue kicks in. I mean, we have been playing for nearly 2 hours now. So these players are going to be feeling it. Their headsets, if they're using quests, run off a battery, they are going to be feeling it too. So it's really about who can endure, who can exert their will now with whatever they have left, especially on a map like Cargo.
Yeah, we don't talk enough about the players' feelings, I guess, when they're in those situations. You know, it's whilst it can be tiring playing for that long, you know, continuing with that kind of like composure that I guess just like honed in into the game, and just, you know, that frame of mind, that can be tiring in its own, really.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how some of the teams, when they play in the finals, when there's the best of 5 maps, and they go all 5 maps in, all 7 rounds, and all 5 maps, makes you wonder where do they find this endurance from? How do they do it? Looks like we're not gonna have any substitutes coming in from either side. Same 10 players we've seen in the last map. Should be underway shortly as they're all in the lobby.
I think we're missing one on the FriendlyFire side, don't we?
No, we got all 10.
That you can just tell the pressure's now mounting up. Using all the time they can just to get those final bits of planning done. I wonder if we're going to see an aggressive push now coming in from Virtual Secret, as it's definitely getting to that point where they need to do it. They've been so
Yeah, we
resistant.
saw some. Go ahead.
No, sorry.
We saw some aggressive plays coming from Virtual Secret, especially in Suburbia. So I would agree. We're gonna see something from them.
Yeah, I think this objective definitely favors that aggressive push. Lots of smokes, you know, get those frag grenades thrown into some of the common spots. You've got to clear this the red cargo container. Oh well, the container that's just to the right of the objective with the doorway. Get a player in there just covering the angle on the objective, and you're going to find it much more difficult to be able to get that cap as we go into round number 1, map number 3. Virtual Secret versus FriendlyFire, both having a map each. This is the deciding map now, and Cargo having to be that map. Hello, Taysonder.
Oh, we might have a DC. Yeah, Cam Street is about to crash. They're gonna make things to 5v4. Make it to 5v3 as Bizarre Bark, the pre-fire finds Physics T.
Some
This
good
is not the start you want to have.
No, that was some good pre-fire though, that was. Just straight down the lane. Get that first pick, and nobody wants to be that person getting picked off by the pre-fire on this. It's always that walk of shame back to the tent. Just, did you get shot? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Cam Street has recovered, is back in the round. Will not DC. It's gonna make things a 5v4, make that a 4v3 as Transponder and Misslot do trade. As Cam Street gets the first kill of the round against Exercise. Tormentor will find Cam Street. Blizzard will find York.
There we go. There was the, it's that commotion and that quick play. It just annihilates the Vault defense when as people start going down, you can't adjust quick enough, you can't cover the angles, and you're just getting pushed on. Virtual Secret, 2 kills for Blizzard Vault, Torventa getting 1, Dragon Square getting 1, Tay Sunder getting 1. Everyone doing their bit there. And I think this is going to go down to Marsot rounds, because we are going to see a very similar approach coming out from FriendlyFire. What do you think?
There's not a whole lot of different ways to play cargo as Marsot. There's really only about 2 different ways, either all in or everyone holding back. So I think we'll expect the same thing. Could see a Marsot win, but my points are going to be on Virtual Secret for this round. I think they're going to have the proper hold on this objective. They're not going to have Cam Street hold them back a little bit at the nearly DC. That was kind of a scary moment for the team there. So no, I've been wrong in the past, so I could be wrong now.
It does look like I can see predictions going up on the channel at the moment. Everyone in favor of FriendlyFire. Well, I don't know. Virtual Secret was strong on Suburbia, and they've come out with the first point now. I think everyone who put their channel points onto FriendlyFire may just be regretting it a little bit.
Actually, I think the points are on Virtual Secret from what I can see.
Sure. Yeah, 3,100 on FriendlyFire and then 10 on Virtual Secret.
Oh, it's
20.
Oh, 10. I thought it was 10,000. Sorry. Whoops.
There we go.
I need to go back to school.
They're coming in now, Virtual Secret, getting that bump. Keep voting, people. I don't know who it's going to be. I can only make predictions based on what I am seeing at this present moment in time, as can you.
Just that we can see 6 minutes in the future.
Round reset.
Round reset.
Do you get to see more of our beautiful faces?
Well, maybe not mine.
Everyone is still in the lobby, so maybe somebody spawned in without a gun there, possibly?
Guns are overrated. Just use a knife.
Handguns only. Let's do it. As we go into round number 2 properly now. Yep, everyone happy with their loadouts. Smoke's coming out from Virtual Secret early there. 3 seconds left in the countdown. This does usually signify a little bit of a cross, maybe.
Good smokes.
Tay Sunder giving a little bit of compliment there as some good smokes go out, but he does take some shots. So he is going to be very close to death. If a nade goes off near him, he could go down instantly to that. He's in a very open spot.
Yeah, Sri Lankan already in center 3, pushing up. Excise moving in, and what a snapshot by Sri Lankan, getting that kill, making things a 5v4.
We are friendly fire.
Oh, this guy's in here.
As Transonder's going to even things up, make things a 4v4. Transonder in a not so common spot, but Sri Lankan seems to know exactly where Transonder is.
I would say those gunshots definitely gave away the position there. Sri Lankan doing very well to move around here. Blizzard Vault, though, takes out Cam, and he is one of the most vocal members for FriendlyFire. Everyone starts going quiet now. We could have some issues. Dragon Square, seeing all this movement, takes out Sri Lankan from below the cargo container. Interesting spot, really. Just about C under that.
3v2, the final 2 members of FriendlyFire leaving the cargo tunnel. As Yorick with the MCX does get the pick on the Dragon Square, making things a 2v2. Looks like Physics D with the tablet out, nearly gets the cap. The Preventer denies it. York with that refrag. Now a 1v1, 4:05 left on the clock.
It's a long time for Cargo, this is. 4 minutes remaining, and that's literally an entire abandoned, essentially. So, Yurik definitely can take his time, and I think it's much harder on Cargo being the last Vault member. I mean, Blizzardvark seems to potentially know where... Oh, the gunshot's coming out, but not going to land. Giving away his position, Yurik has to rotate now. Blizzardvark gets up and starts moving in. 1-1. FriendlyFire looking to get their Marsalt victory. Can't give Virtual Secret a 2-0 lead. They haven't gone that far ahead yet in this game, and they do now. Virtual Secret 2 points in the lead. Ooh, I think that's the first time. That is the first time they have taken a full lead, not just like 1 point. That's like a 2-point lead now. FriendlyFire are going to be feeling that pressure. Nomad that round. Whew.
Yes, and that's kind of why we call Cargo the great equalizer. Even though it could go either way. You can have a top tier team play this against a low tier team, and that top tier team could very well lose. And we just saw, even with a dominant offense at first, the defense crawling back in 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills. And Jorvik, unfortunately, with those missed shots, was forced to make a rotation, but sort of cornered in the map. Didn't really have much else where else to go, and unfortunately was not looking at the different angles, as Zarvark did do the smart thing and rotate over a different angle. You don't know exactly where York was. And it's overall just some smart plays by some smart players.
That was basically it, really. And the quick look on the prediction now after that map, and it does look like Virtual Secret are winning at 57% to FriendlyFire's 43%. So even the chat's somewhat split.
Yeah, actually I'm just gonna look at the connoisseur votes, as we do have the connoisseur vote where members of the league can vote and see who they think will win the match.
Whilst you dig into that one, this next round will feature the opposite, well, the south side now, outside the container. Another objective where commotion is to be had, lots of smokes and a lot of it's just fast plays, really, as we go into round number 3.
Looks like I'm a little too late to find the connoisseur votes, but I do believe a bit of a disposition towards Virtual Secret, but I could be wrong.
FriendlyFire 19 by the looks of it.
Oh, maybe I just missed it.
Tolventa with the first pick onto Cam Street, and lots of smokes now coming out. Dragon Square gets his pick onto Sri Lankan. Taysonda is on the objective, though. He's just tablet out, and he got the cap! I was stuck on the top of the cargo container for 19 seconds! Just pushes in and gets the cap. The smokes were just on point. Ooh. Well,
And that is the joys of Cargo. That is the joys of the Diamond and Death objective. And yeah. Wow.
yeah. Watch out, people. When this cast goes out and, you know, people talk about it and they clip that cap, you could do that, and you could do that round in an entire clip. Easily. A very short clip as well. You could shorten the clip. Usually the 30 seconds.
We're gonna see that in the highlights, that's for sure.
Wow. Just brilliant play there from Virtual Secret. I called it at the very start of Cargo, and they held it up until that point. That super fast play where you just push one person in. And you just... wow. Just final thoughts while I collect myself. Nomad.
GG's to both teams. Both these teams played extremely well. Obviously, we saw Virtual Secret, their experience after playing this game since Season 8 really shine through here. Yeah, I still can't get over that quick cap, though. But no, both teams did very well, and you know the points is not going to show the just how close it was. Obviously, Virtual Secret is going to come up with a much larger lead than was beforehand, but all these came down to like 1v1, so very close match. Looking forward to the rematch.
Yeah, that rematch definitely will come up. You know, I'm going to be on the lookout for a challenge match between these guys because I don't think FriendlyFire are going to allow that kind of play go unpunished. I think they're gonna get the scrims in. They're gonna carry on having a few matches and readjust and just plan for that kind of approach and how they're going to defend it. I don't think they'll get caught out like that again. But on that note, like you say, very, very close games there. Cargo, it was just so close. We called it at the beginning. It was going to be high octane play. There was going to be crazy plays, and there was just close to caps on both sides. Obviously, Virtual Secret just coming out on top. And on that note, we are going to be going out now. So thank you very much to the chat for watching. It's been a fantastic game. Nomad, your goodbyes.
Yeah, thanks guys, so long.
Thank you, and goodbye.